So just to introduce myself, my name's Andy Randall. I'm the recently appointed VPX of Strikepoint Gold. Just to give you guys a bit of a warning, I am a pure field geologist, not an investor guy. So I'm going to give you, kind of field results. You guys can put together what that actually means, okay? So, so we're based up in the Yukon. I guess, do I have the slide? Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, forward-looking statements. You guys know that stuff. So the portfolio that we had actually was the old, it came from the old Ryan Gold portfolio. Originally that was 80 plus properties spread throughout the Yukon. Over the years we whittled it down to about 22 properties left now, and that's what sits within the Strikepoint portfolio. What I really like about these is, first of all, I was the chief geologist for Ryan Gold, so I spent 2 years spending $25 million grooming these properties. So I know the ground really, really well. I got to build them up to the point where now they're drill targets. So we have these properties spread across the entire Yukon, so different geological terrains, different mineralization, different type of commodities. Whatever you guys want, I'm pretty sure we can find it this year. That's a big statement. But we have properties based out in the Mayo region, along the Canal Road, and into the Kluane area. So this season we're going to concentrate on 3 main properties, and I'm going to quickly run you through those and what they mean. So it's a little bit more detailed. You can see that each property is in an area where there's either established exploration, established mines, historic workings. So, although we feel a little frontier, we're definitely in good areas that have long-term prospects and long-term histories. So starting on Martin here, all those dots on the map, those are all the soil samples that were taken across the property back in between 2011 and 2012. So we've got some really good coverage, some good data that we're working with. This year we have 2 targets that we're going to be drilling, Martin North in the north and Mayq down on the south end there. So Mayq, this anomaly covers an area about 3.5 kilometers by 3 kilometers right now. This is a classic intrusion-related gold system. Also, looking at my history, I used to work for Victoria Gold. When I first landed on this project, I was like, oh, this is just like Dublin Gulch. This is just like the Eagle Gold project again. Sheeted quartz veins, arsenopyrite gold, and then coming off the nose of the intrusion, we've got the high-grade silver-lead zinc zones, the distal mineralization. So grades there, 3.37 grams per ton out of the sheeted veins and up to about 313 grams per ton from the silver. In the north on the Martin target, slightly different, same kind of intrusion system. We actually don't know if the intrusion itself is mineralized. That never got studied, but it's a good chance that it is. It's the same age and it's the same setup as everything else in the area. But what is interesting is it's come up into a skarn layer, into a limestone layer, and it's formed a copper-gold skarn, where we're getting grab sample results out of there up to 15 grams per ton gold, and there's also silver hits coming out of it as well. So those are our 2 drill targets on this area. So you can see a little bit more detail there. Mayq on the left and the Martin North target on the right there. So the drill plan is basically going to run where you see the higher grade samples. We're going to keep it easy and run right through those areas. So dropping over to the Kluane district now, this is Pluto. Pluto itself is huge. It's 45 kilometers by 35 kilometers in area. Makes it the second biggest property in our portfolio. This area had a phenomenal amount of soils taken, nearly 16,000 soils taken on this one property. But we really got down onto this grid that's spaced up in the northeastern corner. You can see along the top there, we've got those nice big bright purple spots. That's where we're basically getting a limestone unit that's totally mineralized, intersecting with topography, and it's giving us soil samples up to 15 grams per ton. And it's consistent through that area. Grab samples are running between 5 and 8 grams per ton that we got from there. So what we're going to be doing this year is we're going to focus on that one area in the north, drill through the cap of the hilltop and actually penetrate the layer that's capping it, and start to get some metrics of how well mineralized that is, the thickness and the extent of it. It's proof of concept. If we find that we've got mineralization in that area, you can actually see almost the banding of the mineralization where it outcrops on the side of the hills. That area is 6 kilometers by 4 kilometers, so we know that limestone bed is consistent through that area. So if that's all mineralized, that's a great target in itself. Okay. This one's kind of my favorite, not to put any favoritism out there, but this is Gold-Nally. This is based down on the Northwest Territories border on the North Canal Road. We flew airborne geophysics over this in 2012, and you can see on the map very clearly there's these kind of bright pink circles that are appearing, these big anomalies. On the ground, a couple of them are matching up with where we're seeing intrusions, daylighting, and the grades that we were getting out of there, grab sample-wise out of sheeted veins up to 22 grams per ton. So 3 of them are kind of daylighting, 3 of them are totally buried. The geophysics highlighted them. So we're going to again come up to the northern target there. We're going to drill on that one, proof of concept. If we hit the mineralization in that area and the extent, the shoulders that's still buried and won't be giving any geochemical signature because it's still buried, then we know that we can confidently apply it to the other 5 that are in that area as well. So, potentially we're looking at 6 by 6 kilometer sized intrusions that are thoroughly mineralized gold, arsenic, bismuth, tellurium type deposits. So you can see here, this map here, the A and the B are the two of the main intrusions that are daylighting. You can see the extent of the intrusion that's still buried, and then where you're getting the soil anomaly is where the actual granodiorite's coming out on surface. So, really good potential on this one. Also, the road runs right through the property, so access is great for here as well. So with Strikepoint Gold, the properties went through a few hands, from Ryan Gold to Cisco to IDM, and then eventually in December 2016, Strikepoint signed a letter of intent to switch them over to take up the properties. That was finalized on the 28th of March. Trading began again. We managed to raise, in a month, $8 million, which is what we have sat in the bank right now. So our exploration is fully funded through till the end of next year, so we've got 2 years to work. Drilling, we've got a team on site right now on Martin. Drilling will get going on about the 10th of June is what we're thinking. We're just doing some preliminary work right now to set up for that. It's a theme month. So June is Martin, July is Pluto, August is Gold-Nally. And we've had the foresight, we've booked the rig for September as well. We don't know where we're going to put it yet, but we've got 22 properties, so something will show up. We'll be prepared. So $2.5 million exploration budget this year, 1.9 of that's into drilling. Our drilling this year, we're using a RAB drill. The technology's come along so far that we get chips out the ground, gives us the assays, but they can take a photo down the hole, and that'll give us a strip log, so we don't have to, we'll get all the geological information we need, which is great for this level of work. It's also done completely under a Class 1 permit. So we don't have to there's no ground disturbance. This thing's self-propelled. It cuts down on helicopter lifts, so we cut down on fuel and expense that way as well. So we can get in there, we can assess these targets. We're going to drill to 100, 150 meters depth, get the information we need, but have minimal impact. When I met with the Nacho First Nations in the Mayo area last week, they were thrilled that we were doing this. Like they see this as the way forward and that we should be doing this. So, it means that when we come back in 2018, we're going to have about $5 million left in the bank to do our exploration next year. That's when we're going to upgrade to our diamond drilling. And the infrastructure that we need to support that. But if we've shown that we've got this kind of more community sensitive approach during our first year while we're doing this, people are going to be more open to that development in the future. This is the stuff I don't understand, but basically IDM, Eric Sprott, everybody's buying in on this, so that's a good thing apparently, and warrants and number of shares outstanding. So. This information as well, we're over at booth 403, so if you want to come and have a bit more of a one-on-one chat with myself or Sean. The rocks guy, and Sean's the money guy, he's the sharp dresser. You want to talk to him about this stuff, come over and see us. And that's it in 10-minute nutshell. Thank you.